My life for almost the whole year is in this truck.
We're not hopping on a Lear jet. We're getting in our truck and we're driving thousands and thousands of miles. It's as hardcore as you can get.
We'll travel together, we'll stay together, we'll eat together. On the competition days, it's a whole different story.
When the boat hits the water, all that's over with.
When you're with winners, you win. That's just the way it is.
That's not a bad one, right, to start the year?
Hooked.
The most dangerous man on the water, two-time classic champion, Kevin Vandam.
He's like the superstar of the sport. He's the Tiger Woods of fishing.
What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? KVD getting the job done one more time.
I love to catch bass more than anything else.
He's by far got the best stats of anybody ever.
I'm fishing during a time period when the best fisherman that walks the face of the earth is competing against me. And that's an awesome feeling.
I don't know how he affects the other fishermen, but for me, he pushes me harder. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he's got a bullseye on his head, and I'm shooting at him every tournament.
Yeah, I started fishing when I was 3. My dad took me ice fishing, believe it or not. When I was 14, I fished my first tournament with my older brother. It was just a little 6-hour tournament on Saturday, and we ended up finishing second place, and we won like $200 or something. And I just thought that was so awesome that you could compete in a bass tournament and win money.
Man who's earned the most money in this sport, over $2 million pour from bass. Boy, things are going pretty good for you.
I've just always just loved it. You know, I've had that passion for it, and at the level that I do it at now, if you do not totally love it and you're not passionate about it, you don't have the drive to be able to compete as competitive as this sport is now. Come play along with me if you think it's a hobby for a day. See what a job it is. A lot of people, when I tell them, I'm a professional angler, they think of fishing as sitting out there in a rowboat, casting a bobber out and waiting for something to pull it under. And then you explain a little bit to them and they go, wow, there's a lot more to this than they thought. When you're not competing, I've got all kinds of other commitments. I mean, I've got sponsors to keep in communication with, and I do TV shows and commercials, and I've got clothing line and books and videos and things like that we sell and do a lot of promotional appearances. So it's a full-time job for not only myself, but for my wife.
There's several aspects to Kevin's career that I take care of. We have a KVD publications with books, and I do all the billing and shipping and our website design. He has to film TV shows for Bass Pro Shops, one of his sponsors, and he does seminars for his sponsors and for show promoters. And with the travel for the tournaments, he can worry about fishing, and I try to worry about all the business stuff so he can focus on what he needs to focus on.
This is what they're biting on right here.
Traveling and being gone a lot definitely is a challenge to overcome. It's just something, again, that you constantly have to work on. You have to just make sure you're making time for the kids.
Every evening before they go to bed, we kind of have a little period where we kind of sit together as a family and maybe watch a little TV, or we a lot of times read books and things. So I want to make sure that during that wind down time, that I'm going to talk to them at least every single night, during that, if I'm not going to be able to be there for it.
It's just always a battle, but it is for everybody.
It's a demanding, tough lifestyle, without a doubt. But to me, it's extremely rewarding.
Being married to a professional angler is never a dull moment.
I get to do what I love to do, and people can appreciate that. Even if they don't know anything about fishing, if anybody that gets to make a living at something they love to do, it brings a smile to their face.
Next on Hooked. The Dirty Dozen.
Watch your toes. We run over somebody's toes down there in Del Rio.
Oh!